大家好，我就是包拯。大家都知道我这个人最大的特点不是黑，是绝对公正。任何案子到了我的手上，不会存在任何的黑幕，因为我本身就是一块黑的幕。开一个小小的玩笑，公孙先生，刚才是谁在外面击鼓啊？我们公务员5点钟就下班了，好不好？把他带上来。
且慢，包大人，在下有一事禀告。
说。
今天在座的这些就是我们的听审团。然后呢，除此之外，我们还有一位来自西洋的美丽的恩妮森女士。今天听审团的新成员。So, can we change our channel to English from now on?
Oh, of course. Nice to meet you. That's so good.
Nice to meet you.
What's your trouble?
Dear 包大人。
I want to show you the most creative and successful announcement.
国际巨星成龙，他一直忙于拍电影，而很少拍广告，尤其是从来没拍过洗发产品。为什么这次会特别接拍中药世家的霸王洗发液广告呢？
当我第一次知道拍那个洗头水广告的时候，其实我是拒绝的，因为我觉得，你不能叫我拍马上拍，第一我要试一下，不然我也不想说你拍一个广告，拍完以后加了很多特技，那个头发咚啊很亮很油，结果观众出来一定骂我，根本没有定头发，电视上面那个是假的，我说先给我试一下。后来我经过也知道他们是中药的，而且没有那种化学成分的。那洗了这个月，这个一个月下来之后呢，起码我用也不舒服。现在呢，每天还在用，每天还用了，我还给我陈家班用。来，大家试试看。那我跟导演讲，拍的时候就拍，拍完之后这个头发就是我的头发啊，就不要再加特技上去，加上没有就是这样。我要给观众看到，我用完之后是这样子，你们用完的时候也是这样子。
Hey guys, I want to ask you a few questions about this app. What's the most impressive part of this, and what's your feeling about Jackie Chan's words? Any volunteers? Oh, Rina.
Okay, I think you said Chen Long, Mr. Chen.
You can speak Chinese if you want.
Okay. 成龙他说了很多话，然后这是让我印象最深刻的。一般广告的话，不是洗发水广告都会拍，就是他说的那种头发飘一飘的那种。但是这个广告的话，他就说了很多话，就是这样。然后让我就是觉得他 looks so professional and persuasive， 因为他说他有试这个产品。就是还给他成家班用，就觉得好像这个产品让我觉得很信任，就有可能要去试一下这样。
So anyone else? Oh, Annie.
要包大人，因为我不转换成 international channel 了，我从 Chinese channel 了。然后我觉得印象最深刻的应该是他也是他的那些话，就是他好像很真诚的告诉观众说，他是因为自己试用过的，然后也给他的成家班用，然后他就觉得值得信任的。但是我觉得成龙作为一个一线的国际巨星，我觉得他不可能每天洗发水都用霸王防脱洗发水，而且我觉得他也没有必要用那个防脱洗发水，因为他的头发就很浓密，没有必要去防脱这样子。对，所以我觉得从这点上面来说，就有点不太真实。
Yeah, you look at this advertisement in a totally different angle.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I want to share my real experience with you. And I had serious problem with my hair. It kept falling for a long time. And when I first saw this advertisement, I was persuaded by the words of Jackie Chan. It was awesome when I heard that he even tried this product himself and his Chen Jiangben. and he conveys the ingredients of Chinese medicine absolutely without any chemicals. Yeah, and oh my God, when I heard this, all these statements made me feel that Bawang is would definitely help me solve my problem. And using this product a few days later, I felt my skin is a little bit uncomfortable. But I trust in Jackie, and I thought it meant to be that, so I kept using it. After about 1 month later, I felt my hair still fair and it got even much worse than before. I was so disappointed with Jackie and this product, and finally realized that the advertisement was cheating us. As a consumer, I'm so angry, and I believe that we have the right to protect ourselves and know the truth. So I decided to stand here to disclose Bawang and be responsible with all that.
Oh, this is so difficult to judge. We don't have any laws to best on.
I remember Paul Darren. Anissa just brought us a new framework from the other side of the world.
What? What is it?
This framework is to analyze the deceptive advertising challenges. Let me bring it to you. Look, this is called the 6 gens. Yes. I think this case is a deceptive advertising challenge case. So maybe we can apply this framework to this case. What do you think about that?
I don't know what exactly 6 gen is. Could you please tell me more about it?
Okay, sure. Let me introduce the 6 gens to you and all the juries on the seat. Let's take a look on the first page of the book. The framework is called 6 gens because it has 6 components, which are initiation, interpretation, deception, verification, remediation, and the last one, intention. Okay. There's a chart. Let's take a look at the chart. Yes. This chart demonstrates the relationship and the sequence between these 6 components. As you can see on the screen, if we find the answer is positive on every stage, we move on to the next stage. And if the answer is negative, we stop on that stage. And there is one more thing we need to pay attention to, which is intention. It can influence 3 stages at the same time, which are interpretation, deception, and particularly remediation. So, shall we start from the initiation?
On this case, what do we need to do on the first stage?
Let me take a look what the book says. The first stage is initiation. This stage is to decide whether or not an advertising challenge should begin. The most important question is that should this challenge be brought? If the substantiation for some strong claims in the ads is not sufficient, so we open this case. If it is, we stop here. So, do you think we should open this case?
Okay, before I decide, I want to hear something from the plaintiff.
Dear Bao Daren, I'm the lawyer of the plaintiff, and I have more details and proofs for this case.
Okay.
According to the statement of my client, who has been a victim of Bawang products, I think the products have really serious quality problems, and the advertisements have the suspicion of deception. Not only there are so many consumers complain about the products, but also the next magazine of Hong Kong, 香港一周刊, has exposed that the products of Bawang has the chemical components. So, Bao Daren, I strongly demand for the initiation of this case.
Makes sense. So I think we should move on. What is the next stage?
The next stage is interpretation. In this phase, we need to ask one core question: is that was there any false claim made in this ad? Some false claims are very explicit, so we can move to the next stage directly, but some are just implied. So the most important thing is to judge where the acceptable exaggeration crosses the line to the false advertising. There are 4 ways, as you can see here, these 4 ways are used very often to imply the false claims. If the advertising has been interpreted to contain an implied false claim, it is almost certain that deception will be found in this ad. But there's one exception, which is if the false message in the advertisement has no influence on the customer's behavior or their decision-making process, we will not say it is deceptive. So the main concern of this deception phase is, will the claim likely to influence buyer behavior or not?
So now, can you give me some more details?
Yes, of course, Madai. I think there are 3 false claims in the advertisement of Bawang. The first one is that it claims to be 纯中药配方，无任何的化学添加成分. It doesn't have any chemical components, and the products are purely made from the Chinese herbals. But that's not true, because according to the testing results of the China State Food and Drug Administration, the products are tested to have the dioxin, the chemical components. The dioxin has been classified into the cancerogenic substance by the United States, which means if you keep on using the products of Bawang, you may have the risks to have the cancers. So it's really a serious problem, and the dioxin is really harmful to your bodies. The second one is it tags itself as 中药世家. So it says it has a history of more than 100 years, and they use the secret ingredients passed down from the ancestors, but they don't have any proofs to substantiate it. And the third one is from the Jackie Chan in the advertisement. He said, "Oh, anyone who uses the product will have the same effects as I do," and he shakes his hair like, really smooth hair. But it's obvious because neither my clients nor other consumers have had the same effects as Jackie Chan. So it's an unrealistic promise of the effects. And all the 3 aspects, I think it's really important for you guys when you are choosing to buy these products or not. So I strongly believe the false claims do have influence on the consumer's behavior, and it causes deception.
Makes sense. Hey, Mr. Gongsun, I want to know if what she says is true or false. Is that the next stage?
Yes, exactly. The next stage is verification. This stage is to see if the false claim is true and reasonably substantiated by some evidence or not. If it is not, we stop here. If it is, we continue to the next stage to determine some remedies or penalties. That's the next stage. In some cases, apart from the injunction, there are some supplementary remedies will be imposed, like information disclosure and monetary penalty.
So, Andy, do you have any proof?
Yes, here's the testing results of the China Food and Drug Administration. It says the products of Bawang contain the dioxin, the chemical components.
Okay. Now we are getting somewhere. As the defendant here. You are the defendant. You have something to say?
Yes, I'm defense lawyer of Bawang, and I'm going to do some defense for Bawang's accusation. I think the statement of the attorney of plaintiff is probably untrue. For example, in the interpretation part, the attorney said that there is omission in our advertising because we didn't mention there is dioxin in our product ingredients. But actually, the amount of dioxin in our product is really, really tiny. It is less than 10 times than the world standard. So we think it's insignificant and it won't do any harm to human body. It could be totally negligible. So we didn't consider that it is omission. And secondly, the attorney said that the Jackie Chan saying 你们用也会跟我一样 as a promise of proof, which is banned in the law. But we consider it just a kind of artistic expression because it is undeniable that advertising is kind of arts. We are just using artistic expression in an artistic work, which is totally legal. And in terms of the intention, if we are judged to be guilty, 包大人, please believe that we are not intending to do so. We are just lack of the knowledge of law, and it's just Jackie Chan's own feeling. It's his own word.
Okay, now let's take a break. I will pronounce the judgment 15 minutes later.
15 minutes.
What?
Should be fall. I think there's one more thing we should take into consideration.
What is it?
It is intention. I know it is very difficult to prove, but it is a very important element you should take into consideration when you decide on the stage of interpretation, perception, and particularly the remediation.
Right. Let me think about this case. I also need some advice from the jurors and Lisa. Can you help me ask them these questions?
Sure, of course. The first question is, should Bao Wang case challenge be brought? Should it be brought? What do you think? Raise your hand, please. You just need to say yes or no.
Yes.
Okay, yes. The second one is, was allegedly false claim made in this ad? Do you agree the plaintiff just said?
Yes.
Okay. The third one, the next, will claim likely influence your behavior.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, the last one, is claim false or unsubstantiated?
Yes.
Oh, thank you for your cooperation.
And Lisa, what's your outcome?
What's my what?
Do you think she is guilty?
I actually want to hear the direction defense. I mean, I think exaggeration, the significance, and then also the intention, everything may not be material. But then the most important part is the direction one, right? So she's saying that it is a very little amount. I mean, you know, because Yizuhan can be, next magazine can be very exaggerated. You know, but is that how much, I mean, how many bottles you use before you can have the cancer? You know, so do you have any idea?
There's no scientific studies that shows whether the dioxin could be accumulated in human body. There's no study at all.
But dioxin cannot be digested. You know, dioxin is deposited. I mean, that's the way they killed. They wanted to kill the Russian, one of the candidates who, you know, remember it's dioxin that they were using in the meals. Every day when he was eating, they put a little bit in the food,
And his face becomes
and his face becomes like, you know, horrible, and then he was poisoned because it's a daily accumulation. You know, so dioxin by itself is poisonous. I mean, it cannot be digested. You know, so if they really have the presence of dioxin, then I think this is like, it's horrible. It's bad. She should go to jail.
I will take that into consideration.
15 minutes later. 升堂.
Okay, just now. beautiful Alisa and Jerry's gave me some very useful advice. And I think that compared with the ordinary people, the celebrities showed too much of the social responsibility. Due to the fame and the public trust, this kind of advertising can cause much more damages to the society than the general ones. So, firstly, it can damage consumers' legal rights. And secondly, it can damage celebrities' own images. And thirdly, it can damage the reputation of the delivery media. And finally, it pollutes the social morality and pushes the market into a total mess. And according to what I said above, I announce that you are guilty. And you should stop the advertising activities right now. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Everyone says that to me. I can keep judging cases again and again. But you know what? Again and again. Quiet, please. It's on call. Okay. Again and again. But you know what? I'm also a human being. And sometimes I just feel exhausted. You know, you see my 黑眼圈 is all over my face. So, yeah, 黑眼圈. So, I think the whole problem cannot rely on one person. We should do something right now to stop this, to solve this problem. First, the legal system only punishes and charges advertisers. Spokesmen could totally escape from the legal responsibility. So, it has still a lot to improve in this regard. And second, media does not fulfill its responsibility, and relevant regulation should be established. And thirdly, celebrity shows only personal interest. They should work under certain regulations and protect their own images. And the most important thing I want to mention is that you guys, you are all the talented advertisers. You are the future of advertising, especially the ad person who just wants the scholarship. You are the future of advertising. So I think you should do your own self-regulation, and you should always keep 5 questions in your mind. Who am I? Where are we now? Where could we be? How can we get there? Are we getting there? So I don't want to see you, my friends, come into my court like her in the future. And if I find out you are guilty, I swear to God, I will not cover you. For the sake of Song Dynasty, I, Bao Zhen, will announce you are guilty and send you to go to jail. Like this. So God bless you, God bless my 黑眼圈, and God bless advertising in China. Thank you.
Oh my goodness. I like this part. Okay. Cut. 还没完。片尾曲。
I think very amusing, very entertaining, right? The presentation is very creative, very entertaining. Right. Okay. And I think they are pretty good in their presentations, really. In the importance of the issue. Now, for the last group, I gave 4 points, right? Although deception is the same thing, it's the same topic here. But they made deception a little bit serious, more serious in this case, because it is more like a, I mean, like when you mention cancer, it becomes more important. I mean, if you like become, you know, if you're a deception, But if you look younger, like Lam Ji-wing, right, is younger or older, it's not as serious as when you're having a cancer or not, right? So they make the topic a bit more serious. So I give them 4.5 out of 5 points. The interaction with the class is 4 out of 5, a little bit less than the last group. But the content is like the one that is the strength of this presentation. They also divide themselves into plaintiff, defense and all that, and judge, and the situation